Hello everybody and welcome to the Homestead Miami Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series Straight Talk Wireless 400 and the second race in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, round of 8 here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, the race where we formerly hosted the championship for so many years. It is Tyler Reddick, who's finished third here 2 times now, is starting on the pole alongside Martin Truex Jr. in the 19, one of your championship contenders, and his final race at the track where he won his only championship in 2017, as they are going to lead us to the green flag as we are about to begin. We're underway here in Homestead. Who is going to go to victory lane, and will we see someone lock themselves in the championship 4 with a win today? We'll find out. We already know the 24 of William Byron is already advanced with his win a week ago in Las Vegas. He will be fighting for a championship in Phoenix, so we're still deciding the other 3 spots of the final 4 as Tyler Reddick out to the early lead, driving away down into 3 and 4 the first time. Truex, Bell, and Allmendinger do battle for third behind them. Of course, Allmendinger runner-up in the Xfinity race yesterday. As now here comes Martin Truex Jr. in the 19 on the outside, and Truex will lead the opening lap of racing in his Bass Pro Shops Toyota, as Truex has to get one last hurrah, one last win of his career and lock himself in the championship 4. Try to do what Kevin Harvick did last season, have a shot to win the championship in your final race as a full-time Cup Series driver. And a few laps later, here comes C. Bell, the 20 of Christopher Bell around the outside of Martin Truex Jr. and Bell will take the lead away here at Homestead on lap number 11. A few laps later, Bell is still leading. William Byron's in the second, but here comes Kyle Larson. That 5 car is hooked up, riding the high side of the racetrack, and he is flying through the top 10 up to second, going by William Byron. Larson now setting his sights on Christopher Bell in the 20 as they go into turn 1, and what a run on that outside lane. Larson just leaving it wide open on the outside lane, will go right into the race lead, and Kyle Larson to the front at Homestead Miami Speedway. No surprise. Now to lap 33, Bell has taken the lead back from Larson, but Larson's still right there behind him as they are lapping Todd Gilliland and Stenhouse. Larson goes 4 wide middle. What a move by Kyle Larson in the 5. He will take the lead back from Christopher Bell with a 4 wide pass through lap traffic. Larson once again showing the speed, and he's got the moves to get it done to win today and lock himself in the championship 4 to go after that second title of his career. Is now on to lap 43. Larson continues to lead. There's some smoke up ahead. Trouble. That's the 7. Justin Haley has blown an engine in the middle of turn 1 and 2. We're going to toss the yellow with all the fluid he's leaking. Almost got ran into by Josh Berry right there, but Justin Haley going to be out of this race here at Homestead early after a blown engine on lap 43. So disappointing end to Haley's day for Spire. He is out as Larson continues to be in control in stage number 1. On this restart, Larson's going to restart alongside his teammate, the 24 of William Byron, of course last week's winner. Byron capitalized on all the carnage last week, of course, including Larson being wrecked out after winning stage 1, being the fastest and most dominant car of the day. Just didn't get the finish he was looking for. Larson once again looking like the fastest car out there. He's battling Byron for the race lead. Hendrick Motorsports 1-2 early here in Homestead. Keselowski and Truex are there behind them. Can Byron hold on the outside, or can Larson get the lead back on the inside as they go into 3 and 4? Larson on the inside of William Byron. The outside lane's been preferred all night long, but Larson with so much speed on the bottom, going to keep it side by side. Byron, though, going to lead that lap, and they continue to scrap for the lead here in Homestead. William Byron, his Valvoline Chevy, will get a run on the outside lane and clear Kyle Larson in the 5. How about William Byron to the point here in Homestead, trying to get back-to-back wins in the Cup Series. He's got some huge moments. He's looking to go 3 in a row, looking for his 3rd straight win to go with an absolute heater of momentum going into Phoenix in just 2 weeks' time. And now Larson charging back on the bottom, but William Byron continues to retain the lead on the outside lane. A great battle between these two Hendrick teammates. Byron and Larson at the front, both have a lot of speed, racing each other with a lot of respect, but Larson just too much pace on exit 2, and Larson back out front here in Homestead. He will get ahead of William Byron, and now on the lap 61, it continues to be Kyle Larson in control of the race. Caution out on the racetrack. The 4 of Josh Berry got turned by Harrison Burton, and both 4 drivers crash into turn 2. Berry and Burton just miscommunication of what line they're going to in the corner. And Barry and Burton going to be damaged early and likely going to be out of contention here at Homestead. And now Larson will have to fend off Christopher Bell here. Going to restart with just 11 laps remaining in stage 1. Of course, 10 stage points on the line. Larson, Hamlin, who's right there in third. They both need them. How about Chase Elliott? He started 18th today, has driven all the way up into the top 5, and is now in contention for some good stage points. But is Bell trying to fight Kyle Larson? These two, of course, both so strong here in these intermediate racetracks. So fast. Bell almost won Vegas in real life a week ago, won this race last season. Larson on the inside is just incredible at Homestead and these intermediates. But here comes the 11 and Denny Hamlin on the outside lane. Hamlin going to take the lead away from Christopher Bell. How about Denny Hamlin getting after it? He knows what he has to do to win that elusive championship as he leads the way on lap 68. But here comes Kyle Larson. You can't keep the 5 down for long. These two had some tremendous battles for the win over the last couple of years. Larson and Hamlin continuing to do so today, and Larson will get by Denny Hamlin, and Larson will take the lead late in stage 1. Now coming to the last lap of stage this time by, here comes Martin Truex in the 19 trying to steal the stage win away from Larson. Caution comes out a lap early, so I'll give Larson the stage 1 win, followed by Truex, Blaney, Hamlin, Elliott, and then Hamlin. Then Reddick, Byron, Bell, Keselowski, and Wallace. So right there you got 6 playoff drivers getting stage points. Caution came out because Ryan Preece dumped Austin Cindric, gave himself a bit of damage in the process, but he just takes out the 2. And that will be the end of the, well, no, Cindric will still be in the race, but he'll be damaged. And of course, Kyle Larson, your stage 1 winner under that yellow, just like last week, gets the stage 1 win. This week, Larson is going to hopefully try to survive and not be caught up in a crash late in stage 2 that cost him dearly in the point standings as it did at Las Vegas last week. Has put him right down the cut line, coming in 17 above the cut line, winning stage 1 certainly helps him in his case to make the final 4. Truex also got some good points. Truex right up there in second. The 19's been having a phenomenal day all night long here in Homestead. Truex trying to stay in contention. He and Larson side by side for the race lead. How about Chase Elliott behind them has found his way into third. The 9 now has the best track position he's had all race long in third. How about Ryan Blaney back there fighting Hamlin for 5th. Blaney currently the top non-playoff driver in the field, but is Larson continuing to lead here in stage 2, just being the man to beat all race long. But here comes the 19 on the outside of the caution, huge wreck, and that's the 34. Playoff implications. Michael McDowell taken out by Austin Dillon down the front straightaway here in Homestead, collecting AJ Allmendinger, Noah Gragson, Todd Gilliland also involved. Nemechek looks like he's got a piece of it. But more importantly, Michael McDowell, a round of 8 championship contender, crashed out by Austin Dillon, then gets hit head on by his teammate of Todd Gilliland. That's going to knock out both front row motorsports drivers, Gilliland and McDowell. Going to be the first playoff driver to fall out of this race, getting involved in a crash here on lap 80. Just a costly mistake for McDowell. He was already a significant ways below the cut line. Now he's going to be in a definite must-win going into Martinsville if he wants to fight for a championship, as Larson continues to dominate this race. And now, after that caution, a lot of split pit strategy, which will give Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar, the rookie in the 77 in the front row, and Hocevar will lead us to the green as we get back underway here in Homestead, lap number 85. Hocevar won the Craftsman Truck Series race here last season in real life to advance to his first ever championship for it. How about Hocevar leading the lap here? And this is a Homestead. They got playoff driver who's inside. Bubba Wallace has been kind of quiet today. Back end of the top 10, top 15, hanging around that area, but has now got some track position, and Bubba is fighting for the race lead and his playoff life here at Homestead. But behind them, you look at that far outside lane, the 9 at Chase Elliott is hooked up, just forced Joey Logano out of the way. Elliott and Larson both working the top, driving their way through the field. But it is Bubba Wallace and Hocevar continuing to fight for the race lead. The 77 putting on a show. Larson going to the middle behind them. Elliott now got a run on the outside, but Carson Hocevar going to block that off down the back straightaway. Hocevar doing a tremendous job. And that number 77 for Spire Motorsports. We'll look at the 5, Kyle Larson. He's got clear, clean air, clear space right in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to be 3 wide for third. Behind us this time by, it looks like it's going to be Bubba Wallace leading that lap by a hair. over Carson Hocevar. Larson once again in the middle, and here comes the 5. Larson sends it in turn 1, and it sticks. He gets by Hocevar. Wallace checks up in the middle, and what a move by Kyle Larson. He is back in the lead, putting on a show here in Homestead. As he leads over lap 89, but a caution has just come out, and there's all sorts of trouble here coming to pit road. Multiple cars. Austin Cindric just got thrown in the pit barrels by Chris Buescher, who got turned by Tyler Reddick into the wall. The 17 and the 45 go. And then behind them, trying to avoid here, you got LaJoy, Nemechek, Buescher, Berry, and Cindric. And then Buescher trying to pit. Cindric runs into him, and Cindric basically runs himself into the pit barrels. A hellacious hit there. We'll put an end to the day for Cindric. Josh Berry also spun out. And now it is Truex who is leading on lap 93. How about Brad Keselowski getting some good track position in second as we continue to race 3 wide and multiple points out the pack. Larson, Chase Elliott pitted. They have a long way to go to get their way back up into contention. Christopher Bell. Also, the Dusty 11 and Denny Hamlin coming down pit road. Something awry on the number 11. Championship implications for Denny Hamlin, who came into this race comfortably above the cut line, now coming down pit road early in stage 2. And if no one else pits and this thing goes green, Hamlin's going to lose a lap here. It could cost himself stage points, which are crucial to his advancement in the playoffs. So here comes Ryan Blaney on the outside of Martin Truex Jr. Blaney will take the lead away for the first time tonight at Homestead here on lap 100. Blaney, who is just eliminated by 1 point in the round of 12 to Michael McDowell, who's already wrecked out of this race way below the cut line. Blaney's leading, and a cautious come up as the 45 of Reddick is destroyed. We just missed the wreck, but Tyler Reddick got in a huge wreck with Joey Logano and Daniel Suarez. So the 22, the 99, and the 45 are all out of this race. Reddick definitely a contender for the win. Logano is having a solid top 15 run. And Suarez, your 2022 champion, all out of this race. Leaving us now to just 31 cars remaining after Reddick, unfortunately, his bad luck continuing. Still winless this season in our universe through 34 races. Now back underway on lap 107 is Martin Truex Jr. with the advantage over Ryan Blaney on the restart on the outside lane. Truex to the point. Blaney firing back on the inside. That 12 car with some really good restart speed through the center of the corner. And Ryan Blaney rockets back to the front here in Homestead. That 12 car is fast. Blaney is flying. He's got a good enough car to win this race, proving that already by leading over 3 Joe Gibbs Toyotas behind him of Truex, Bell, and Ty Gibbs, who has finally found his way up into 4th. Allmendinger working to get in the top 5, but Blaney continuing to lead. How about this? Now it's AJ Allmendinger in the 16. Leading this race. Last year he got a top 5 in this race, and he was second in the Xfinity race, but a caution has just come out because JJ Yaley got junked by Eric Jones in turn 2, and damage to the back bumper of Yaley, getting wrecked there by Eric Jones, who I guess ran out of patience. But back to the start-finish line, looks like it's going to be AJ Allmendinger scored as your leader here in Homestead. What a run the 16 is having tonight. And now he will restart the front row alongside Bubba Wallace. These 2 drivers, the only 2 to stay out on the racetrack. Everybody else came in for pit stops. Bell, Wallace, Blaney, Larson, not Wallace, but Bell, Blaney, Larson, Keselowski, Truex, they all came in. So big shuffle in track position, but how about Bubba Wallace leading a lap once again? He led a few laps earlier when he was battling Carson Hocevar before Larson made the pass. Wallace still trying to get his first stage. Well, he got 1 stage point in the first stage. He's trying to get more here in stage 2. Perfectly staged win. Bubba's been quietly consistent all playoffs. Has got him here this round. He's pretty solid. Right on the ball behind us. 4 wide. Make that 5 wide for 3rd place here in Homestead. Unbelievable racing. Kyle Larson, are you out of your mind? What a move. 5 wide, middle lane. Passes AJ Allmendinger and Ross Chastain. Keselowski goes driving up into 2nd. Christopher Bell on the charge. And now C. Bell will take the lead away from Ryan Blaney here on lap 128. Bell to the front here in Homestead. And now a few laps later, Blaney to get back by the 20, who got held up by John Hunter Nemechek's slow car. And so now Blaney back out front once again here at Homestead. As we continue to work our way through stage number 2, getting closer and closer to the late of the race, Brad Keselowski has crashed hard into turn 2. Caution is out. Keselowski wrecked himself off of the bumper of William Byron. Turn 1 into turn 2, the treacherous spot of the day. And the Brad Keselowski heavily damaged after having a top 3 car right up in the mix. And now it's a race back to the line for who's going to be leading on the restart. It looks like it's going to be Ryan Blaney as he puts Chris Buescher 2 laps down, leading over Larson and Bell. And now on the restart, the 20 of Christopher Bell, one of the fastest cars all night long, coming down pit road just like his teammate Hamlin. This time it's right as they go green. Don't know what's going on there with Christopher Bell, whether it's a penalty or something, but that's going to cost him all of his track position. And now it'll be Blaney easily clearing the 5 of Kyle Larson on the restart as we go into turn 1 and 2 here. And it looks like now that C. Bell is basically, just like Denny Hamlin, thrown himself out of contention. It is down to Blaney, Larson, and Chase Elliott up to third. How about Noah Gragson in the top 5, currently running in 4th, getting some track position. Into 3 and 4, here comes Larson back on the inside of Blaney, and Kyle Larson going to drive his way back into the race lead here at Homestead, but here comes Chase Elliott in the 9. Elliott came in today in a near must-win scenario to make the championship 4. He was a ways out in the points as they, of course, officially lapped. Christopher Bell is now fighting Kyle Larson for the race lead in stage 2 here at Homestead. Elliott quiet all day, now in contention. It's Blaney now catches up to Kyle Larson. They battle for the lead here on lap 149. Blaney gets into Larson. He turns the 5. Blaney just wrecked Kyle Larson, who just got annihilated by Martin Truex Jr. A vicious hit into turn 1, and again Lady Luck deals a bad hand to Kyle Larson, who for the 2nd week in a row is the fastest car on the racetrack, wins stage 1, leads the most laps, and gets wrecked by no fault of his own. Just got dumped by Ryan Blaney, and poor Martin Truex, nowhere to go, piles right into him, and that'll put an end to Truex's bid here in his final Homestead race to win. And now that has completely flipped the race upside down with 2 of the best cars out. Truex in 31st, Larson his 2 finishes this round so far. 23rd and 30th, big wreck behind us as Chase Briscoe's leading, and Eric Jones, there's a big stack up. We got cars going in the grass as Bubba Wallace, Gregson, among others. They come back up the track in a massive wreck into turn 1 and 2, the big one strikes in Homestead. 16 cars involved. Ty Gibbs, Byron, Eric Jones, Noah Gregson, among others collected. That's Nemechek, Wallace, Dillon, Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin involved. Gibbs, Gralla, Stenhouse, Hocevar, Austin Dillon, Chad Fincham is involved. But more importantly, the 11 of Denny Hamlin with big damage from the big one at Homestead. Ryan Blaney now trying to take the lead away from Zane Smith. It will be Blaney leading at the line, but how about the 71 of Zane Smith getting some track position, having a great run tonight. Of course, you see now a long list of cars out of the race. Only 22 remain. But from that big crash, that took out Austin Dillon, Noah Gregson, Carson Hocevar, Josh Berry, Chris Buescher, Corey LaJoie, and more. And so, yeah, there's just 22 cars left. Of course, 3 playoff drivers already out in McDowell, Truex, and Larson in that order. Just a chaotic race so far here at Homestead. Larson continuing to have just horrible luck as now Ryan Blaney is in the best spot to win this race. He's got basically the fastest car left out there as he easily blows the doors off Zane Smith into the race lead. And it'll be Blaney leading Chase Elliott late in stage 2 here at Homestead. Now on to the last lap of stage number 2 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And it looks like it's going to be Ryan Blaney, you know, trying to prove a point that he deserved to be in this round. If he hadn't got knocked out, he would be in a good spot to make the final 4. Blaney wins stage 2 at Homestead. Chase Elliott 2nd, Chastain 3rd, Bubba Wallace good points in 4th, Allmendinger, Busch, Gibbs, Byron, Jones, and Zane Smith your top 10. So Byron, Wallace, and Elliott, the 3 playoff drivers, getting stage points in stage 2. Elliott has earned the most stage points of any playoff driver today. They back underway in stage 3. Blaney Elliott the front row. You see the race recap there at the bottom of your screen. Of course, Larson dominated stage 1, got the stage victory. Michael McDowell got crashed out on lap 80. And a lot has gone on today, so you'll see that race recap scrolling on the bottom of your screen in case you missed anything. As you get underway in the final stage of racing, 97 laps remaining here in Homestead. Chase Elliott with the lead on the outside lane. The 9 finally in position to fight for the win, but Ryan Blaney just easily drives by him through the center of the corner in the middle of the racetrack. And Blaney to the lead, driving away here at Homestead. What a performance for the 12 car, absolutely dominating today. As soon as Larson got taken out, the door opened wide open, and Blaney has taken full advantage and is now the car to beat here late in this race in Homestead Miami Speedway. And now how about this? The 41 of Ryan Preece has taken the lead here with just 77 to go. Now we move on to 67 to go. Zane Smith is now taking the lead from Ryan Blaney. So how about that? Zane Smith now leading his first career Homestead Cup Series laps. What a run Zane Smith is having. But now Blaney cycles back out in front of Zane Smith to take the lead here with just 63 laps to go. Blaney in a great spot to win this race as one of the best cars left out there on the racetrack, as he's managed to fend off Zane Smith and Ryan Preece. Blaney leads, 62 to go here in Homestead. And now we move on to 2 to go. White flag this time by for Ryan Blaney. He has been an utterly dominant final stage and a half after all the drama in stage 2. White flag in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank here in Homestead for Ryan Blaney. About to get his 3rd win of the season, but unfortunately this will not get him into the championship 4 as he just got eliminated in the round of 12 by a single point. That's what's going to be the difference between Blaney fighting for a championship and Phoenix is going to be 1 point at the Charlotte Roval. And as Blaney goes through 3 and 4 for the final time, he's going to cap off a dominant final stage. Ryan Blaney wins in Homestead, his 14th career win and 3rd of the season. He wins the Straight Talk Wireless 400. You see a couple lap cars. Zane Smith and Allmendinger round out your top 5 lap down. Chastain and Briscoe were 6th and 7th. Christopher Bell recovers to 8th. Ryan Preece 9th. Bubba Wallace gets a solid top 10. And now here comes William Byron coming home in 2nd to continue an incredible 3-race stretch. And then Chase Elliott is going to come home in a strong 3rd place finish, earning a ton of points. Should get him right back in the cut line battle. And of course, Ryan Blaney, your winner here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And Larson does not get the Homestead 3-peat. Byron doesn't get the 3 in a row. And so here are your final race results. Ryan Blaney gets a little bit of redemption for that painful, heartbreaking elimination at the Roval by winning here in Homestead. William Byron, last 3 races, 2 wins, and now a runner-up, 2nd place here in Homestead. Absolutely on fire heading into the season finale in 2 weeks. Chase Elliott, a much-needed 3rd place day with a ton of stage points. How about Zane Smith, AJ Allmendinger? Shout out to them in the top 5. Bubba Wallace ends up 10th. Bowman 14th. Hamlin 15th. Then Larson, Truex, and McDowell all crashed out, costing themselves valuable points. As we head into look at your updated playoff grid, next week is the dreaded Martinsville round of 8 elimination race. William Byron, the only one who can rest easy, knowing he's automatically advanced with his Vegas win. Denny Hamlin still in a relatively good spot, plus 31. Just don't wreck, and he should be good to advance. Truex now only plus 10 above the cut line in 3rd. And Larson still above the cut line, but now by only 8 points over his teammate Chase Elliott, who had a tremendous night in Homestead. Bowman only out by 11. Bubba Wallace out by 18. And Michael McDowell has to win, as he can no longer point his way into the championship 4. So that's the situation going to the cutoff race. And of course, as always, before we end the episode, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me and helps this channel continue to do great things and grow like it is now as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If any of you want to become channel members as well, you can click the link in the description down below or hit the join button to get access to many exclusive perks, such as early access to my videos and your name on the Heat 5 Season 3 finale paint scheme. So until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.